of the pursuit.
I've recorded in a bunch of different locations, and every single time I recorded in that place, I thought that this is the one. This is the place we're going to record all of our videos in until I get to editing. And then I realize that there's a problem with the color grading, or the lighting just isn't right, or the audio is a little wonky, or this here happens, and you realize that maybe that location isn't the one. Maybe I'm just the one that gets bored too easily, and I like recording here. Nah, thought this would be the one, but okay, now this feels like, hey, how do I know if I've met the person I'm supposed to marry? Hey, I'm asking for a friend. Are soulmates a real thing? I got a story for you, a good one, juicy story. It's not gossip. So this is a story I heard somewhere else. So there's this high school girl. She just came back from school and she's so excited to tell her mom about this new guy that she found, and she thinks they will be together until marriage. And she's telling about how great this guy is, and mom, he's a Christian, and he's not just one of those Christians that go to church, but he talks it, he lives it out. He's been around school for a while, and I've been seeing the real deal. I love the way he talks to me. I love the way he treats people. And the mother just kept on continuing doing her task while the girl was just talking about how fantastic this guy is. And after a while, the mom gave a response. After the daughter realized that the mom isn't as interested about this guy as she thought she would be. So the daughter asked the mom, so what do you think? Should I make my move? And the mom put down her cleaning utensils and she looked at the girl and she said, I'm not sure that you are the kind of girl that a guy like that would be looking for. And that might sound harsh, but it's the reality of relationships. We are unfortunately bombarded with so many myths about relationships that we don't really know what the real thing is. And the only reference that we really have is the movies. And one of the myths that I want to talk about today is the myth of the one. See, the story of the one is that there is just one person in the universe that is meant for you, and that you're gonna meet, and you are gonna have a great life, and you're gonna get married and live in a picket fenced house and have kids and live happily ever after. All you have to do is just meet that person or cross paths with that person, and everything is going to be okay. And this sounds beautiful, doesn't it? And this is something I was drawn to as well, and I wish that is how life worked. I could just live my life how I want, and when I meet the one, it's just going to be perfect. But if you apply a little bit of common sense to that, you start to realize that this whole thing doesn't make sense. I mean, we are humans, we make mistakes, right? And the mistake that we could make and are probably going to make if this myth of the one is a real thing is we are bound to meet the wrong person. That person that is not the one, and be with that person, and sometimes we're probably going to marry that person, right? So I wake up one morning and I realize, my goodness, my beautiful wife was not the one. The one is out there somewhere and I have to find them. Now what happens then is we go from a one person problem to an 8 billion people problem. Because if I married the wrong person, that means that that person is married to the wrong person, and that person is married to the wrong person. And just because of my mistake, I married the one person that I wasn't supposed to marry. Everyone else is bound to marry someone else because there is only one person for you. So if you think about it logically, it doesn't make any sense. And see, the danger of believing this myth is that when the right person comes, they're going to fix you. But that's a recipe for disastrous relationship, because a healthy relationship is made out of two healthy individuals. A relationship is not a hospital where you are going to get fixed. Now, I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but what you should be focusing on is becoming the one. So here's some encouragement, some good news, because I've been heavy, right? The fact that you were thinking about a soulmate or the right person and is a good thing, all right? Because you have an idea of what kind of person you want to be in a relationship with, or what kind of person you would like to settle down with, and that's a good thing. Unless you have a 40-item list like this lady.
He must be between 30 and 45, financially stable, no kids, 5'10" or taller, no hookups
or flings, ready to settle down, no roommates, no smoking, must love dessert and can't be anti-sugar.
Must be honest, reliable, sweet and kind, quick-witted, romantic, must love food, must pay on the first date, no flowers on the first date, must be a social drinker, and must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a planner, can't be self-centered, can't be cocky, must love dogs, can't own a dog from a breeder, can't be jealous of her dog, and can't own a cat. Must be a shape, can't have six-pack abs, can't have six-pack abs, can't be too skinny, can't have a runner's physique, can't be stronger than me, can't be obsessed with sports, can't be a hunter, can't own a boat, can't be a gamer, can't be materialistic,
It is important to know what kind of a person you want to be in a relationship with. It's important to know that tall, dark, and handsome is maybe not as good a requirement as trustworthy, dependable, and honest. So the fact that you have someone in mind, even if you don't know who that person specifically is a good thing, and you should have that, because people perish where there is no vision. People make disastrous decisions if you don't have an idea of the kind of person you deem as this is the one. So here's what you should be thinking. Am I becoming the person I'm hoping for, the person they are hoping for? So what does that mean? Am I becoming the kind of person that the person that I'm hoping for in my life is hoping for? Because the person that you have in mind also has a certain person in mind. Are you becoming the one for the person that you deem as the one for you? Fellas, Proverbs 18:22 says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." Now the word find there is a verb, as you might have guessed, hopefully. This suggests work. Ladies, if he didn't work to get you, he is not going to work to keep you. But he's going to move on to the next girl if I play hard to get. That's my impression of a girl. If he moves on, then good. He wasn't serious about you in the first place. You have a certain picture in your head of a person that you want, and you are becoming the kind of person that that kind of person wants to be the one for them. And if they don't match up, don't just date for the sake of dating. Don't just get married for the sake of getting married. Don't just settle, because something that's worse than being sick of being single is being sick of being married. So, is there such a thing as the one? Technically, no, not in the romantic comedy kind of way, but I have found the one for me because I chose her to be the one for me. My wife is the only woman for me in the whole universe, and she was made for me because I chose it. Now, I'm not eliminating the power of God working in all of this, but I'm saying I would not have gotten this girl if it wasn't for the power of God. So we are working together in this, but to think that there is one specific person that is made for you, and if you miss them, you miss them, is a myth, and it is very dangerous. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. It was good. I should paint this whole place black, then it'll be the one. So don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend, share this. This is shareable content. Don't be stingy. And let us know in the comments, what is the most important thing that you look for in a partner? We have about 5 seconds left until YouTube cuts us off, so